How do you find a balance between authenticity, promotion, quality, and quantity?
It all comes down to the analytics, the evaluation. So everything should be authentic and everything should be as high quality as it can be. But if there's content that's amazing, like an amazing video of you performing that is where the performance itself is extraordinary, but say the quality is the lights are low or somebody's moving around a little bit with it. If it's an amazing performance, put it up. People will respond to the music making. So I think it's learning that sort of triangulation between what your community is going to respond to, what's the best, most authentic content that your community will respond to. But if something is a little lower quality, but you know they'll respond to it, post it. It's a blurry photo of you with, one of your greatest heroes, post it. People aren't going to say like, oh, it's not very sharp. They're going to be like, that's amazing.
Is the internet becoming more than just a place for promotion, but rather a place to actually share art?
Yes, but I think what's important to consider, especially as we slowly emerge from COVID, is what art is actually better when shared on the internet and what is better when experienced in person. Because just because you can live stream a concert doesn't make it better than hearing that performance in person. But if you create something, if you're a composer or you are a collective that both composes and performs, and you make something that is specifically geared towards the digital experience that could never be performed in a concert hall, and you're seeing more and more of that as we sort of the COVID situation matures, that can be incredibly powerful and an entirely new direction, both creatively as well as from a narrative standpoint, for artists. So I think it's important to understand what should continue to be shared online as with its own inherent artistic and musical value, and what was a way to still continue creating during a time of shutdown, and what should then return back to the live experience.
What advice do you have for artists creating performance content to share online?
I think it's a balance. That's where the balance between quality comes in, because if something is going to live on the internet forever, you want it to be as high quality as possible. And because people might find it 10 years later and be like, oh, that's not a very good performance, I'm not going to book that guy. But if something is simply going to reach a lot of people but then vanish, then be taken down, it can be slightly less quality, higher quality, because really it's about the reach, as long as as long as the performance is still good. Whenever you are creating content on the internet, you want to think about, does it tell my story well? Does it represent me well? And what am I getting out of it? Who is this going to? How is it being distributed? How many people are going to actually see it? And is it worth my time and worth my energy, especially if it's unpaid, which so many of these are.